Accurate, dependable, and late-breaking. This is local and state news on WLEN, Lenawee's local news station.
Hello, Lenawee County. My name is Brian Vish, and this is the WLEN Evening News. Let's get into it. 4 people were injured when a boat exploded on Lake Huron at the tip of Michigan's thumb, authorities said. The incident happened just before noon on Friday near the lighthouse off the coast in Port Austin Township, according to MLive.com. Huron County Sheriff's deputies and Port Austin firefighters responded to the scene. Investigators believe a gas leak caused fumes to build up in the hull before igniting and launching 5 family members into the air, the news outlet had reported. 2 adults and 2 children were injured during the explosion. 3 rural Michigan hospitals are at a disproportionate risk of closing due to the effects of the Big Beautiful Bill that was recently signed by President Donald Trump. At the request of federal lawmakers, researchers in North Carolina identified more than 300 hospitals at risk of closing their doors if they lose significant federal funding from Medicaid cuts. The 3 hospitals that were determined to be most at risk are McLaurin Central Michigan in Mount Pleasant, Sparrow Carson Hospital in Carson City, and Ascension Borges Lee Hospital in Dowagiac. According to the documents released by the lawmakers, a rural hospital is labeled as at risk if the hospital is in the top 10% Medicaid payer mix of rural hospitals across the country, and or if the hospital has experienced 3 consecutive years of negative total margin. The list also included the Asperius Ontonagon Hospital in the Upper Peninsula, which closed in April of 2024. The bill, now signed into law, is projected to cut $1 trillion mostly from Medicaid and Affordable Care Act insurance plans and eliminate insurance coverage for 11.8 million people over the next decade, according to the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office. Just over 26% of Michigan's population is enrolled in Medicaid as of October 2024. The Lenawee Community Foundation has been recertified by the Council on Foundations, meeting the national standards for U.S. community foundations. This prestigious accreditation acknowledges the highest philanthropic standards for operational quality, donor services, integrity, and accountability. It distinguishes accredited community foundations as leaders in the field, setting them apart from other philanthropic organizations. The Council on Foundations is a national nonprofit association representing grant-making entities, including corporate, private, and community foundations. The national standards, developed as both an internal blueprint and an external set of performance benchmarks, encompass 6 key areas of community foundation operations: mission, structure and governance, resource development, stewardship and accountability, grant-making and community leadership, donor relations, and communications. David Hickman, chair of the board of Lenawee Community Foundation, said in a statement, quote, "Adopting and maintaining the national standards reflects our ongoing commitment to the trust placed in us by our donors and the community." Unquote. Ashlee Pelham has been crowned Miss River Raisin Festival for 2025 in the Blissfield pageant's 30th year. The 26-year-old Onsted resident and Adrian College graduate is a current ELA teacher and FFA advisor at Sand Creek Schools. During the scholarship competition, Pelham promoted her service initiative Cultivate Education, educating youth on agriculture, and during the talent contest, she performed a tap dance routine to Dolly Parton's song, 9 to 5. Last year, Pelham finished first runner-up in the pageant and later competed in the 2025 Miss Michigan competition as Miss Apple Blossom. Pelham has now won over $2,500 in scholarships as Miss River Raisin Festival and is the first member of the Miss Michigan class of 2026. WLEN News spoke with both Ashlee Pelham and longtime pageant organizer Marcia Loader. We will hear more from them in a future newscast. Leaders from Lenawee Now traveled to Washington, D.C. last month to join a national conversation on connecting students to careers. Jack Townsley and Kelly McNichol attended the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation's Epic Summer Meeting on June 24th. The event focused on workforce development, employer engagement, and giving students hands-on experience solving real-world business challenges. McNichol says Lenawee County has already embraced the EPIC model with students from Addison, Morenci, and the LISD Tech Center working directly with employers like Meyer and the Align Center to tackle local business problems. She says the goal is to involve every school district in Lenawee County and expand partnerships with local industries. 2 students from last year's program, Diego Juarez and Sam Solis, were featured on a national panel at this year's conference. To learn more, visit lenaweenow.org or the U.S. Chamber Foundation website. Aging in place is getting safer in Lenawee County thanks to local programs, volunteers, and resources that help older adults maintain their homes and independence. As tasks like lawn care, repairs, and weatherproofing become harder with age, many seniors struggle to keep up, especially those on fixed incomes. Unattended maintenance can lead to falls, unsafe conditions, or isolation, but Lenawee's strong support network is helping address those risks. Local agencies offer help with critical repairs, ramps, plumbing, and more. Seniors and caregivers can call 211 to find out what services they qualify for. Volunteers also play a key role through Volunteer Lenawee. Individuals and groups assist with yard work and home upkeep, offering dignity and connection along the way. A simple act like checking in on a neighbor can make a life-changing difference. For more information, visit LenaweeCommunityFoundation.com or call 211 to get connected. Last week's WLEN Business of the Week takes us to downtown Blissfield, where one local spot has you covered morning to night. Congratulations to Starling Lounge Coffee Bar and Four Keys Brewing, owned and operated by Ben and Lindsay Forshee. Start your day at Starling Lounge with handcrafted hot and cold espresso drinks, teas, and fresh local pastries. The vibe is retro, cozy, and perfect for catching up with friends or getting a little work done. Then swing back in the evening for a fresh pour at Four Keys Brewing, their in-house nano brewery serving up a rotating lineup of small batch craft beers, IPAs, stouts, porters, and more. Located right on Lane Street, this dual-concept lounge and tap room has become a staple in Blissfield's downtown revival. Stop in and say hi to Ben and Lindsay and experience one of Lenawee County's most creative and community-focused small businesses. Looking slightly south of Lenawee, fans of Tommy Boy and 1990s comedy can relive the laughs and hijinks just 90 minutes from Adrian this August as Sandusky hosts the Tommy Boy Fest from August 7th through the 9th. The 3-day celebration marks the 30th anniversary of the cult classic film, partially set in the fictional Sandusky-based Callahan Auto Parts. Locals from Lenawee County looking for a road trip getaway will find themed events like music, screenings, and food packed into the lakeside city. The festival opens Thursday with a party at the pier featuring food trucks, live music, vendors, and a Tommy Boy look-alike contest hosted by Chris Farley's brother, Kevin. Later, Kevin Farley will perform stand-up comedy, followed by an outdoor screening of the film. Friday includes a movie classics car show featuring vehicles from Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, and Jurassic Park, as well as the original Tommy Boy convertible. A 90s-themed party cruise and a double feature screening cap off the night. Saturday's highlights include the Tommy Want Wingy Throwdown, a .5K fat guy and a little race, trivia contests, live 90s cover bands, and a beer festival downtown. The weekend wraps up with a Q&A and screening featuring Tommy Boy director Peter Siegel. Local businesses will offer themed menus and attractions. Full schedules and planning tools are available at TommyBoyFest.com and ShoreSandIslands.com. In national news, emergency crews in Central Texas have suspended search efforts for flood victims amid fresh warnings of more flash flooding in the region. Authorities pulled search teams from Guadalupe River corridor in Kerr County Sunday morning, citing dangerous conditions. The river surged more than 20 feet during 4th of July weekend storms, killing at least 103 people. Over 160 remain missing, according to the Kerrville Police Department. The National Weather Service warns that 3 to 6 inches of rain could fall in already hard-hit areas, with some spots seeing rainfall rates of up to 4 inches per hour. New flash flood warnings have been issued across Hill County, including Kerr, Llano, Burnett, and Williamson counties. Officials are urging residents to avoid flooding roads and to follow evacuation orders. Kerrville officials describe the current conditions as dangerous and potentially life-threatening, with flood alerts active through the late morning. 4 people were hospitalized over the weekend following a shooting at a class reunion in Chattanooga, Tennessee. The incident happened Saturday afternoon at the Tyner Recreation Complex, where alumni from Tyner High School had gathered. According to police, shots were fired during an altercation and 4 bystanders were hit. All 4 victims sustained non-life-threatening injuries and were transported to a local hospital. The reunion was part of a large alumni weekend hosted by the Tyner Alumni Association, with graduates from 38 different classes in attendance. Authorities have not released any details about a suspect, and no arrests have been made as of Sunday night. Investigators are working to determine what led up to the shooting. Anyone with information is urged to contact the Chattanooga police. The investigation remains active. Now let's look at the weather here in Lenawee County. Tonight it's a calm and sunny evening across the region. Temperatures will gradually dip from the upper 80s into the low 70s by late evening. Expect clear skies and 0 chance of rain through midnight. No rain is expected tonight and cloud cover remains minimal. Tomorrow, expect sunny skies throughout the day with a high near 91 degrees. Light winds out of the south-southeast at 6 miles per hour, and moderate humidity will make it feel a bit warmer. The daytime high will be 91 degrees, humidity will be 54%. Tuesday night, skies will become partly cloudy with a 40% chance of showers late in the night. Low around 71 degrees with humidity near 72. Looking ahead, Wednesday, we have scattered thunderstorms throughout the day, a high near 87 degrees and a low near 72 degrees. Thursday, more scattered thunderstorms are expected with a high of 82 degrees and a low of 64 degrees. Friday, a break from the rain with mostly cloudy skies, a high around 80 and a low of 62. Slight chance of rain and winds light from the east-northeast. Saturday, warm and humid with afternoon thunderstorms possible, a high of 83 and a low of 68. Stay weather aware as storms midweek may bring heavy rain and possible travel delays. Cleveland Browns rookie running back Quinshon Judkins was arrested over the weekend in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, on charges of domestic violence. According to the Broward Sheriff's Office, police responded Saturday morning around 9 a.m. to a delayed battery report on West Cypress Creek Road. Officers interviewed the victim and later placed Judkins in custody. He remains in the Broward County Jail with a bond set at $2,500. The Browns issued a statement saying they are aware of the situation and are gathering more information. The NFL also acknowledged the incident but declined further comment. Judkins, 21, was drafted in the second round this spring out of Ohio State, where he helped the Buckeyes win the national title with 3 touchdowns in their victory over Notre Dame. He is currently the only unsigned rookie on the Browns roster and one of 30 second-round picks league-wide still in contract negotiations. Training camp for Browns rookies begins Friday. Italian Jannik Sinner beat defending Wimbledon champion Carlos Alcaraz in 4 sets on Sunday to take the men's title for the first time in his career. The number 1 seeded Sinner is now a 4-time Grand Slam champion who battled back after dropping the first set to Alcaraz to win the men's final 4-6, 6-4, 6-4, 6-4 in a match that lasted 3 hours and 4 minutes. After their rematch of the French Open final in June, where Alcaraz ultimately took the victory, Sinner said during an on-court interview after Sunday's final, quote, "It's so special. I had a very tough loss in Paris. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you win or lose. You have to understand what you did wrong. That's what we did. We tried to accept the loss and just kept working, and this is for sure one of the reasons why I hold this trophy right here." Unquote. With Sunday's victory, Sinner has now won every Grand Slam except the French Open. Before this year, he had never made it further than the semifinals at the All England Club. And that's it for the WLEN Evening News. I'll see you tomorrow, Lenawee. Have a great night.
Count on WLEN, Lenawee's local news station, to keep you informed with accurate and dependable information 24 hours a day.